there's kind of a nice light in the background. I want to see if I can actually capture that with a drone before it all dies. Funny enough, usually I'm trying to race the light because of the drone shot. Now I'm kind of curious when it gets dark because I can test out that thermal camera more. I tested it yesterday during the pitch black fog and the dark, and yeah, it actually works really well. Still trying to figure out exactly how to make everything clear. I was reading how some people were using different apps which might help, so I've been toying around with that, and apparently temperature affects it too, like if you let it warm up for a while. Most interesting news I read was about the drones basically being used for that crazy Los Angeles fire. Apparently Google and Amazon are fighting each other, where Google pulled its services from Amazon related products. For example, the Echo or things like the Fire TV. Apparently you can't access things like YouTube anymore. Well, eventually you won't be able to. Well, some people are saying you can't access it now, like you get warning messages. It says here, Google is pulling YouTube off the Fire TV and Echo show as feud with Amazon grows. 3 months ago, YouTube pulled its programming from Amazon's Echo Show device, the first skirmish in what is apparently an ongoing war. So it's kind of like a bunch of companies or big corporations pulling the weight, and then Amazon reacted afterwards too, saying Amazon stopped selling the Nest thermostat, Nest's camera, IQ, and Nest's secure alarm system 2 weeks ago. Amazon got YouTube back on the Echo Show by simply directing users to a web version, a workaround that left a lot to be desired. Now apparently the dispute came from Amazon not wanting to carry certain Google products, for example, like a Google Chromecast. So because of that, they're saying, okay, we're pulling our services. So yeah, the only people that are getting killed, I guess, or affected is essentially the regular customers in the middle of this dispute. And I recently just bought that Echo too, right, to try out. Who would have thought they would have had this war so fast? Now obviously the fires in Los Angeles is a big deal right now. And it's just kind of weird to think about. Here we're going through all this cold and fog, and just not too far away down south they have all this huge fire. But it says here, drones take off in the battle against the Los Angeles fires. They say a picture speaks 1,000 words. How's this one? The Los Angeles as a hellscape, a land of glowing red fire fronts racing across hills whipped along by screaming winds. Plumes of dense gray smoke fill the skies. Ash particles rain down miles from the blaze. That's nuts when you think about that. And according to this anyways, it says it destroyed more than 500 structures and forced over 200,000 people to flee. So while obviously rescue workers and firefighters are working hard at this, it says here, for the first time ever, we're going to use our drones, LAFD Chief Ralph Terrazas said at a news conference Thursday. There was actually a clip of this too that they posted in social media, and it says, shortly afterwards, a firefighter in his shirt sleeves launched one of 2 quadcopters into the air. From the ground, he flew it over the scar of the Skirball fire, which destroyed at least 6 mansions in the Ritzy Bel Air area. Using onboard cameras, he surveyed the damaged property and got precise view of the path of the fire. A second drone carried an infrared camera to highlight remaining hotspots, which firefighters could then track down and finish off. I mean, it makes sense to use the tech in that way. I was actually wondering why they just didn't do this in the first place, because it's such a valuable tool to use. It says, before they can send drones airborne, emergency services must apply to FAA for certificates of waiver or authorization for specific missions to get them around rules that restrict how the little aircraft are used. 70 LAFD firefighters had to get a pilot certification like anyone else planning to fly a drone for commercial purposes in the US. The department spent $50,000 on 8 drones, but says they should pay for themselves quickly since they eliminate the need to rent an infrared camera to attach to the helicopters with their steep operating costs. So I kind of brought up the other point before where even I said, what if I could help someone with my drone just as a regular civilian? Like, am I going to be barred from it because it's a natural disaster if there's no one else around, no helicopters or anything? And I know one of you guys mentioned before there's like a way to do it, but like in this case, that'd be kind of weird. If you have the tools and resources, it's like, nope, still got to register. Like, I don't know. It just seems like it should be treated just as a regular tools and resources depending on the situation. I mean, people aren't flying like a huge helicopter. I can see if someone's getting in the way, for example, like they just come up to this situation where they're flying their drones, for example, for emergency purposes, and they're like, oh yeah, I just think I want to get some good video captures. Like, that is like unrealistic and kind of stupid, but there should be some kind of a balance. Hopefully it helps them get rid of that fire and stuff faster though. That's just, again, that's kind of crazy to see how big it is. And, oh, too bad I flew my drone already. Look at all the mist and stuff. It's all about the certain time that you fly and they're having the right lighting to get that effect. I guess speaking of which, with thermal cams and stuff, good time to kind of test out the camera again. Okay, I just changed it to the thermal mode right now just to see the difference of the picture versus the night vision. That's crazy how you can see that guy in the distance back there. That's why I'd imagine it'd be for like the hikes if you can see like an animal. And if you guys can kind of see the difference between the night and the thermal mode so far, feel free to tell me because they look almost the same. Just as a test again, I'm going to flip it back to the night vision mode. So much one day can do, right? I learned a little bit more about the adjustments. I think it looks way better than yesterday when I tested it. Alright, just gonna walk with us a bit more. Here's the drone video that I took today. Alright, see you guys later.